Welcome to Hanging Out with Robert, that's me. This video contains things that I tinker with throughout the day. For step-by-step detailed instructions of those tasks, you can click on the links in the comment section below. I plan on leaving this video accessible for about 30 days. After that, you can view it through my Patreon account. This video also has tips and tricks that I've learned over the years. So, thank you very much for watching. Kicking off this morning, took turbo off. About to take these two studs out of the exhaust manifold. I need them for my R manifold. And after I get those studs out, I'm going to pull this exhaust manifold and transfer it over there with the 19T. It looks like I got a broken stud there I need to get out. So I'm going to work on getting that out too. It's just trucking along. There's the drain. That's the non-R manifold. This is a T5 manifold on the 850s. I think we found the reason why this car blew the engine. If you look right down there, that heater hose has a hole in it. The clamp is leaking. And these heater hoses was just too old. Couldn't take the pressure no more. Yeah, that thing's got, I put my finger in that thing all the way into it. Heater hose exploded. At the exhaust manifold off, the studs that I need out, even out of the exhaust manifold. I got them down there somewhere around here. Anyway, I got the turbo flange apart. Remember, mine had a crack in it, so I'm going to use that one. Got one stud in, one stud out, but I'm gonna go ahead and hang this exhaust manifold and put the exhaust manifold gaskets on and keep moving forward. Taking this coolant hose off of there, it's brand new, and I'm going to replace this one here that's old. I like the way this clamp is positioned. I'm going to position it that way as well. Then I'm going to put the heater hose on there, clean up these pipes just a little bit, keep it moving. I also cleaned off all the gasket material that I could from the back of this exhaust manifold so that I don't have any exhaust leaks. Exhaust leaks are bad. Just want to refresh your memory on how wide open the R exhaust manifold is versus the T5. So it's a lot better flow from this one. And this is this one. Nice and brown and no cracks. No cracks front or back. Putting the turbo together, you see that guide pin there? That guide pin goes in this hole right here. That way you know it's aligned properly. Got the turbo all hooked up and rolling. 19T boys. Woo woo. Got the wastegate actuator on and adjusted. Coolant line on, oil feed on, drain line on, coolant line hooked up there. We're getting it set up to hook up a couple more coolant lines, taking these clamps off that we need, getting ready to send this dirty thing out of here. We got the turbo, I'm gonna box up, core it over to Tony, and keep it moving. I have the engine spun out of the way. I got everything off of this engine that I believe I want off of it. So I'm about to hook up a chain on it and lift this thing up. I see I removed the hooks, which I didn't really mean to do. The hook from the power steering pump. Anyway, hopefully I'll get that up. I did buy some chain from Ace Hardware this morning. So I took off the thermostat housing, the knock sensors, a few other things. There's a scrap metal place not far I'm going to try to take this to, see if they'll help me kick it off the car and take it off my hands. So we'll go ahead and try to get this thing loaded up. Hopefully I got enough room here to get this thing out of here. If not, I'll scoot some more stuff over. So let me get this thing lifted up and see if I can start scooting. Got this old engine out of here. Got to clean up some place in Panther so we can slide this in there and get this scrap metal out of here. We are rolling down the street.
way to a recycling center with this engine and transmission, some struts, a few other tidbits. Hopefully they'll take. And then I'm gonna take a lunch break. Diane, make
turn
sure
left
she's
onto
doing
Mount
fine.
Prospect Road.
Then get back out there and get at it, man. Woo woo! I drained all the fluids out of this thing when I pulled it out of the car, so hopefully I won't have no issues with that. Got rid of it. The trans and engine, the shocks, all that stuff is gone. I got $36.50 for that stuff. I probably should have pulled the transmission and removed the torque converter and disposed of that some other way, because I know there's fluid in that. When they drug it out of the car, had a little bit of oil spilling out of the lines that didn't drain out, but not much, probably a couple ounces, 3 or 4 ounces. So do those folks a favor if you go to one of these run-in-the-mill recycle places and try to make sure you got all the fluid out. It's impossible to make sure it's all out, but do your best. They don't want to be dealing with that mess. I'm headed back to the hotel for a break. Man, it is snowing out here, and this is the slick stuff. The slick Chicago stuff, so hopefully nobody will bump into me. I won't bump into nobody. I've already tried my ABS and it is working. Snowing like a mamma jamma out here. I ain't got nothing to clean my windows off. I should have got one of those things from Elizabeth's house.
When I pulled the starter off of the old engine, I found that fuel injector seal that goes in the rail. So I'm going to pull that rail back off and put that seal back in there. I had to put this vinyl in the fork of the standard transmission. That's the part number. Those things are often missing because they disintegrate when they get old. So I'm going to put this right there on that fork, clean this up a little bit, put in my new throwout bearing, and clean off the surface of the transmission and mount it right there.
Cleaning out the bell housing of this transmission and leaned it over to dump the dirt out. The dang thing is full of oil. Glad I had some oil eater pads. That clip kind of snaps onto that ball in there behind the foot, and then the front of it clips into that. I got the brand new throwout bearing put on there. This grease out of the clutch kit. I'm gonna grease this line up there. I hit this with a wire brush, then I sprayed it down with brake parts cleaner, and it didn't seem clean enough, so I got a couple of razors and scraped off whatever was on there. Now I'm gonna hit it again with the wire brush. Gotta make sure this is as clean as possible. Mating surface, man. This is probably the easiest I've ever got a transmission mounted up onto an engine. I put this pry bar under this part of the oil pan just to lift that engine up about a 1/4 of an inch, 1/2 inch. Slid the transmission in there, put 3 bolts in the top. Now I'm ready to go around the rest of the way. Man, that was very easy. Didn't realize this, but my dang boot's torn right here. Need a boot. I'm stumped. Got the transmission on, got the engine mount heat shield on. I went to go put the heater hoses on, but the heater hoses I got are for non-turbo cars. Both of them Volvo. That's the part number for the non-turbo. Also, the ends on the non-turbo hoses go like that. The ends on the turbo hoses are 90-degree elbow ends. So those are not the hoses I need. Don't know how I ordered the wrong hoses, but that's not good. And I'm also looking for my master and slave cylinder. I hope it's in my overhead bin, or that's 2 things that I desperately need to complete this car. Man, I would Thought I was going to lower this engine in tonight.
If you feel that this information was useful, please like it and share it with your social media friends. You can subscribe to my channel so that you will get notifications of future videos that I post. You can follow me on Twitter, and if you need to contact me directly, please visit my website. And if you have any questions, leave them below, and someone or myself will reply to them. Again, thank you very much for watching.